The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Cheers, everyone. Well, welcome to the Tap to Table show, where we take everyday recipes and elevate the flavors with crafted beer. I'm your host, Marie-Chantal Vera. So today what we're going to do is Beer Biscottis. Yes, you heard me correctly, Beer Biscottis. So you can take these, dunk them in your coffee, or even in your beer. And we are here at location at Local Delights Cafe in downtown Nashua. So you ready to get started? Here we go. So I have already our sugar. It's 2/3 cup of sugar. And all of the recipes, I will have them available online so you can later do this at home. We're gonna take 1/2 cup of butter. I'm gonna add this in. And what you wanna do is you want to get it nice and creamy, and usually it takes about 3 to 4 minutes in order for this preparation to get started. The best thing I would suggest is using soft butter. That's really going to make aid in your baking, along with also room temperature eggs. So this is almost to the point where we can go ahead and slowly add the eggs. So it's nice and creamy, so everything is all like together. And now we're gonna go ahead and add our eggs. We're gonna do one at a time. And it slowly mixes in. Gonna make it nice and creamy. Ooh, look at that, I should have been a basketball player. No, not really, but we're gonna try. So this is gonna, I'm gonna increase the speed just a little bit, so it'll kind of help aid with a little bit of mixing. You have your spatula available for a nice little, just trying to tap it in, get some of that mixture in. So I'm scraping the sides to help make sure we get everything all in. So we're getting this mixture, and we have the butter, the eggs, the sugar. Now we're gonna actually add a shot of beer. And the beer that we're using today is from Henniker Brewing, and it's called Amber Apparition. And what it is, it's a nice little amber ale, and there's lots of notes of caramel, toffee in this beer. It's very clean, it's very smooth, and it's really gonna enlighten the flavors of our biscotti. So once this is mixed in really well, we're gonna let that just kind of keep going. On this end, I have our flour, 2 cups of flour, and I have my baking powder, 1.5 teaspoons, and then just a 1/4 teaspoon of our salt. So what I like to do is I kind of like fluffing it up. If you don't have a sifter, you can use a whisk. It's always another great way to do it. Beautiful. All right, I'm gonna set this aside. And now we're gonna take this and we're gonna just slowly add it in to our mixer. A little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. And just in case you're wondering out there, the word biscotti. Biscotti, it's an Italian cookie, and it means twice baked. And I'll show you this, how it gets done. So that's how it kind of gives it like this nice little crisp, crunchy flavor. So once I got it mixed in well, we're going to turn this off. I'm going to lift, and what we're going to do is we're going to tap all of the batter off. And this is when we're going to add all of our yummy ingredients, as far as the nuts, because I know a few nuts, but I'm not to say I can be nutty sometimes, but you know. We are going to add this is toffee, and we're gonna just throw that in there. And then we are going to add walnuts. I love the way walnuts taste, so. And we're getting our omega-3s, so we're getting some goodness out of everything. And towards the end, we are gonna add some white chocolates. I'll show you how we do that. All right, I'm gonna take this off. Scrape whatever left goodies we got there. I would show this on TV, I'm gonna lick the bowl, but I'm not. But you can do this at home, as long as you don't got guests that you're gonna be showing it with. So, you're gonna basically just take it and you're just gonna fold it in. Get it nice, all that stuff. So it's kind of like evenly distributed. All right. So it's almost looks like one big ball. So we got one little nice little ball that we got going here. Okay. Now we are going to take this and we are going to put it on our cookie sheet. Nice little cookie sheet, and what we want to do is we want to spray it down. I like to use an organic spray. It's a coconut oil, so it adds like nice little like nutty flavor to it. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our nice little biscotti mixed. I'm gonna dump that in there. Okay. Now it looks sticky, so I'm gonna show you a little trick to kind of help, because you're gonna form it. Take all rings off, does help. And you're gonna just spray a little bit of like cooking oil or even some olive oil. So it's gonna give yourself some nice little grease, and it's gonna help you work with the stickiness, and this way you get none on your hands. Ain't that awesome? So most biscottis have a nice little like oval shape. So I'm gonna put it in a nice little oval shape, and then now we press it down. And just keep pressing down. And it's probably gonna be around about half an inch or maybe less than that as far as thickness goes, because remember the baking powder that we added in there is gonna let it rise. So we wanna kind of even Steven all over. Look at that, baby. That looks so nice. Look, no stickiness. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. All right, bam. Now, we're going to put it in the oven. I already preheated the oven at 325. It's gonna cook for 25 minutes. And once we take it out, we're going to let it cool for a little bit. I said give it about 5 to 7 minutes, and then we're going to slice it. And then we place them back on the cookie sheet, and we're gonna let them cook for another 8 more minutes. All right? So, let's put it in. Here we go. I almost forgot the most important thing, little white chocolates. All right, so we're gonna take a few of these and just sprinkle them on. And I just lightly press them on there. Doesn't matter how they look like, you can spell your name, whatever you like. You're all good. Okay, now it's ready for the oven. All right. Nice. And now I'm gonna have some beer while we wait. Now that we got it out of the oven, we are going to, and we had let it cool for like 5 to 7 minutes. so it eases in the cutting process. So we're going to take it and we're going to slice them in nice little small pieces. Nice little sharp knife will help this process. And when I'm cutting, I'm kind of cutting and then I'm kind of pushing aside, which helps, because then later we're going to put them on their sides. Do that. Oh. I don't know if you hear, but my tummy is grumbling already, so I'm ready to start eating this. All right. Okay. So we have them all cut. Our end pieces, we're going to take them and we're just going to flip them over to the side, and we're going to just lay these, kind of spread them out. Oh, look at these. They're looking so pretty. Pretty, pretty ones. All right. Yeah. So you could see where you could see some of like the walnut pieces, some of the toffee, and then the bits of the white chocolate. It's going to be a nice little pretty biscotti when we're done. And now we're ready to bake them for another 8 more minutes. All right. In we go. And I'll have a shorter beer this time. What's that essence? It's the essence of Beer Biscottis. It's the new fragrance. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is now, they've got a nice little golden color. We need them to cool a little bit before we serve them. So I'm gonna take them and I'll put them, slightly put them on there. And I wouldn't put them close together. You want to kind of like scatter them throughout. Oh, man. Let's use our fingers. Gonna use our fingers to put these out here. Oh, that's a shame. One got a little broken. That's okay. That's the one you can always like eat in like private and nobody needs to know. So we're gonna put the rest of them here. There we go. And once we've let them cool, I'd give them, if you want to serve them to your guest, I'd give them probably at least a good 30 minutes. So this could be a dessert that you do prior to your cooking, and then, you know, after you've had your dinner and so on, and then you can go ahead and serve your biscottis later. So then they'll be nice and cool and ready to eat. All right. Oh, look at this last one. And just add it here. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Gonna let them cool. And I'm gonna have some more beer. So I hope you enjoyed our little segment and learned a few tidbits. One thing with the biscottis, they can be served several different ways. We did bake them and we served them just as is. Or if you want to kind of add a little extra, you can also dip them in chocolate. I have a couple here that are with dark chocolate and also a white chocolate. And that can just add just a little bit more intense flavor. So dress it up any way you like, dip them anywhere you want, and enjoy. And we are now going to enjoy these beautiful biscottis with a guest from Henniker Brewing Company, and we're going to talk a little bit more about their beer. Hello, and we are back, and now we're going to taste those delightful beer biscottis. My guest here today is with Henniker Brewing. It's Ryan Maiola. So are you here to enjoy some of the goodies I baked today?
Yeah, I figured might as well have some of those, wash them down with some Henniker beers, and it's a good day.
Absolutely. So the beer that we used was the Amber Ale.
It is.
And can you show us the beer that you brought?
So it's Amber Apparition. It's American Amber Ale. It's the first beer that we came out with when we started up about a little over 2.5 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I do love it because it's very clean. It has a lot of flavor and body into it, which was great with the Beer Biscottis because we did accent them with a little bit of toffee in there, along with some white chocolate and walnuts. So be the guest. Let's pour. Let's have some of this enjoyment. See, now that's a good beer. When you got a nice little head on there.
Cheers.
Cheers to that. That is refreshing.
It's more malty. It's got notes of toffee and caramel, so with what you baked, it pairs perfectly.
Absolutely. Yes, I scored one more time again on this one. So yeah. So before you came, I was enjoying actually the beer a few more times because when I bake, I gotta have a little bit of extra and stuff. But so why don't you enjoy a little bit of this and try a little bite of it, and we're going to. And all of these recipes will be available on our Tap to Table Show Facebook, where you can create some of these recipes at home and enjoy this delicious beer as well. Well, tell us a little bit about Henniker Brewing, how it got started and who founded it, and
So the main founder was Dave Currier. So he had started a company previously in the facility that we're in right now called Boundtree Medical. They moved to New York about 5.5 years ago. So that was when myself and a couple other guys met up with Dave, started talking about what we could use the facility for moving forward. And when you looked at the breweries in New Hampshire at that time, and it's still true to this day, the majority are off in the seacoast area around Portsmouth, Hampton. There really wasn't many, if any at all, that were around where we are right now. The closest production brewery to us right now is probably White Birch, which is in Hooksett, which is still over half an hour away. So we all had a passion for craft beer and decided that we'd give it a shot. So we've been at it for a little over 2.5 years now. We have 4 year-round beers, 4 seasonals, and we just started a new series of beers this year, the Off the Grid series.
Really?
So we got our second release for that about a month ago. It's called Gentleman Farmer. It's one of the beers that I brought today.
Oh.
And we're going to be coming out with our summer seasonal pretty soon. In the next 10 days, June 13th, will be the launch for it at our brewery. So we're going to have a big in-house event.
Big
for that.
hoopla, celebration,
Absolutely.
like a birthday.
Yeah.
Celebrate the
Reason to
summer.
celebrate. Yeah, we'll
Yes.
have local restaurants, food trucks, local musicians. We like to keep it local as much as we can. So it's kind of a celebration for artisan ale as well as Henniker and surrounding companies. So it'll be a good time.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Now, someone told me that Henniker is the
only Henniker on earth.
Can you believe that? The only Henniker on earth. On earth, not just in the town or New Hampshire, United States, on earth. So that's pretty landmarking as it is. So now I really like a lot of the creative touches that are on the bottles. And if you see here with the Amber Ale, I mean, you gotta check this out. The girl, she definitely looks like she's either had way too much beer or she's hypnotized like a zombie, So, who created a lot of these designs and how did they come about?
So each one of these labels we relate back to New Hampshire in a way. So each one of them has a story behind it.
Okay.
So the character that we use on Amber Apparition is Ocean-born Mary. And there's a big folklore story behind her. I won't get into details because I won't be here the rest of the day. But she's said to haunt a house that's located near downtown Henniker. If you ever saw the Discovery Channel show Ghost Hunters, they
Yes.
did an episode on her. So everyone in Henniker kind of knows the story behind it. When kids are growing up and going to school in Henniker, they visit the house where she's said to haunt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a cool way to tie it back into the town. And
That is. I know. That show is... wow. It's like, I want to watch it, but I don't because
Yeah.
I know I'll be too scared. So, well, that's interesting. And so then the other ones, so there's a story behind it. And all of
Yeah.
this, is it available on your website?
Yes, it is. If you go to hennikerbrewing.com under the HBC Brews tab, if you click on each one of the individual beers, there'll be a write-up about the beer itself and then a separate write-up for the story behind it and what inspired the label.
Oh, see? Now you can read and drink the beer at the same time, and you're kind of getting a little, education and buzz. That's
Absolutely.
I love that. Now in July, because it's my birthday, and I'm going to really celebrate this one. You have a new one called Aura.
Aura, yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about this, because I love Belgian style beers.
So that will be the third release in the Off the Grid series. We're going to do 4 total beers for that series. And each one of them, we're only doing one batch. So they're super limited, primarily in 22-ounce bottles with very limited draft. We'll do between 10 to 15 kegs for the entire state. So look out for on our website and on Facebook for when we're going to do launch events for those at different bars, because they definitely get crowded and they go quick. But Aura will be the third release. There's going to be a monk character that we use on the label,
really?
because the traditional Belgian style the style of
Yes.
the beer was traditionally brewed by monks.
By the yes.
So it's kind of a way to honor them and having it on there. So it's going to be a rustic style Belgian strong. So it's going to be 8.5 to 9%. That'll be out in mid-July. So it's in the fermenters as we speak. I have not tried it out yet, but everyone at the brewery is very anxious to give it a try.
Oh my gosh, yes, because I heard the monks, that's how they got paid, was like with beer. Like that's with their, here, have some beer. I mean, like...
It's kind of like me today.
I know. So what's another popular beer that we could try today that you think that people really raved about as well?
We could go with the Whipple's Wheat Next. It's one of our 4 year-rounds. It's very popular this time of year.
Okay.
It's an unfiltered dry hopped wheat ale, and we use a different yeast strain in it. A lot of the time people won't like wheats because of the yeast strain will kind of give it a banana flavor. And we also dry hop it, so it's more in the style of a pale ale. So it kind of pulls in drinkers that like wheats, like pale ales, like IPAs, but it's also lighter and more citrusy for summertime.
Yeah.
We just got to write up in the Boston Globe in their 99 bottles beer blog on the Whipple's Wheat. And
Really?
also got a really good review in Beer Advocate, our highest one yet. So it's definitely
Excellent.
been a popular one, especially
Yeah.
for this time of year as we head into summertime.
Ah, beautiful. Can't wait to. The smell, the aroma is enticing. That is definitely nice.
So you kind of get the citrus notes with the hops on
Yeah.
the back end, but it's not bitter like an IPA.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This would almost be like a good starter beer. Like if someone is, people sometimes get the impression that crafted beer is also like Guinness. Like it's just very like thick and can be a little bit harsh. But there's a lot of artistry that goes into crafted beer, which makes it such a conversation piece with people. And not only that, but it's just so nice to be able to say, ooh, let me try this. And I've done a lot of conversions from that other beer. We won't talk about that one. But those ones that really are just like water in a can. But there really is. I mean, there is a lot of artistry that gets put in. So it's very nice to be able to taste that. And I think this could be a good one to kind of get people started if
Definitely.
they're trying out crafted beer. It's not too overwhelming. It's still very nice and comfort to the palate.
Yep.
So
Very
beautiful.
approachable beer.
Yeah, it is a very approachable beer. So, and then other events you said July is another
Yeah,
event you're going to be?
July 25th, I believe, is when the Granite State Brewers Association Festival will be.
Okay.
So that's taking all the New Hampshire brewers. I think it's 35 that are signed up right now to
Yeah.
attend. So that's going to be Arms Park in Manchester. So it's a celebration of where New Hampshire beer is going. There's a lot of good breweries that are opening up right now, making some really good stuff. So
It
New
is.
Hampshire's making its mark not only in New England but across the country for a lot of great beers that are coming out.
Oh,
So
yeah.
last year we had a little over 1,000 people, so we're hoping for more of a turnout this year.
Oh.
And more people trying it out and seeing what New Hampshire has to offer.
I know. And all the research I got to do. Oh, jeez. Jeez Louise. So I am absolutely excited to, with all the new ones you're coming, and be great to try the new one that you're going to be having. I'm really, really excited.
We'll go with the artisan ale next.
Okay.
Right, so
All right,
this
so
is
this one
the summer seasonal artisan ale.
Well, that popped up pretty easy.
Yeah, just like that. Years
The
of
mighty
practice.
Thor strength you
Years
got
of
going.
practice.
Yeah.
So this is the one that we'll be celebrating on June 13th from 12 to 4 at the brewery. So it's a Belgian-style table ale that we dry hop with noble hops.
Yeah.
So it's lighter, more sessionable. The whole idea behind this beer was something you could sit out with your friends on your porch, you're grilling, having great conversation,
Yeah.
drink it all day, and you're not going to be too wasted after a couple of them.
So you can remember what happened.
Exactly, but it's still got a lot of flavor to it. He used 3 different yeast strains in this one, and then some great hops on the end. So,
Oh, all right.
cheers.
Cheers to that one.
So we're going to be having
Wow.
brewery tours, beer samples, local musicians, bunch of stuff going on all throughout the day, raffle prizes. There's no admission charge and all ages are welcome, so feel free to bring out the family for the event and it'll be a good time.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure your kids can drive you home
The beer
too.
curry is going to be there.
Yeah. Oh, did I tell you about that? Hold on, let me put on the other hat that I got on. Yeah. So yeah, the beer curry, we do beer baked goods. Not to like toot my own horn, but they're pretty damn good. So we'll be there to advertise not only ourselves, but also introduce some of the beers that he has, and we're going to do some nice creations. So we'll see that. We'll post that on Facebook as well. Tap the Table Show Facebook. So I like this. Is also nice. Good starter one too.
Yeah.
If you wanted to kind of just go. I love the. It's almost you can. I hate to say it's almost like feminine, like girly, where you can just throw some fruits in there and like you
Don't
know.
tell our brewer that, but
No. Is that Chris?
Yeah.
I know. I was reading the profile. Y'all should check out their website. What's really funny, they tell a little bit about them, and has like their name and then profiles, and it says, I love skiing in summer and, and walks on the beach. And I was like, is this a dating line? Are we like advertising ourselves? But I thought it was quite funny.
hey, you never know.
I know. So yes, I know Chris way back from like when you're in the crafted beer world, you get to know people. Great
Yeah.
guy. He's very good. He's like a mad scientist. Also.
Definitely a tight-knit community, and
Yeah.
his beer knowledge is amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So this is great. I really, really like it, and I can't wait to see if it's more that you're going to be bringing out.
Yeah.
And then so we have June 13th.
June 13th, 12
If we
to
can get
4.
this 12 to 4. And then if we miss that, we got July 25th. And you could tune in to their Henniker Brewing website for more details as far as their events. You just do the click and it'll pop down all the information for you. But wonderful.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, well, you're welcome. Thank you for coming by and bringing a lot of these tasty delights. So I really look forward to, creating something
Absolutely.
nice.
I can't wait to see what you come up with.
I'll have some more beer. Nothing wrong with it. You could consider it, I don't know, like I'm getting some of my food groups.
Yeah. It's vital.
For this and many more recipes, visit us on Facebook.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.